Hey, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about one of my mother's favorite sayings, which was, quote, "They'll get over it," end quote. This saying was reserved for those who thought they were going to emotionally manipulate my mother or milk her for some sort of sympathy. She just ignored these people, and when they stomped off with their little fists balled up, huffing and puffing because they didn't get the reaction they were hoping for, she'd just sit back, not a care in the world, and say, "They'll get over it." We've all been around that person who seems to always be sulking or using some sort of childish antics, hoping to get attention or special treatment, sitting there with a long look on their face, just waiting for somebody to notice and fall into their trap. "Are you okay? Is there anything I can do for you? Did I say something that upset you? How can I make this up to you?" They're just hoping that you're going to put on hold whatever it is that you are doing and tend to them, even if that means foregoing your fun time or your evening just to make sure that they're okay. Instead of a friend, you become their caregiver, like a mommy, always on the ready to kiss their boo-boos and give them lollipops. My mother refused to be emotionally manipulated. Over the years, I saw several people try. And of course, we as kids tried a few times growing up. We all got the same response from her. We were ignored. And when we stomped away or sat there with a pouty face or hung up the phone, she would always say, "They'll get over it." She wouldn't reach out to them. She never asked what their problem was. She just ignored it. And guess what? Not only did this person get over it, but they also learned not to play games with her because they weren't going to work. We've all been in these situations where someone is sulking or sitting there like a child with a full diaper, waiting for somebody to ask them, "What's wrong?" The question really is, should you even ask what's wrong? Are they pouting or avoiding you because you actually did something that upset them? Are they upset for some other reason that has nothing to do with us? Are they upset because you haven't subscribed to my channel or taken 1 second to click the like button so that the YouTube gods share this content? Is this some sort of a manipulation tactic they learn to get other people to serve them, mollycoddle them, or tiptoe around them? Is this person disordered and unstable? Are they trying to stir up some sort of conflict? Do they create issues just so they'll be the center of attention and have everyone serving them? Is their sulky state even real? Or are they just trying to get attention? It may be tempting to ask what's wrong, but I'd first review the tape and ask yourself if you did anything wrong. Does this have anything to even do with you? Could there have been a misunderstanding? Is it possible that you said or did something without realizing how it would affect someone else? If you can't think of anything, then the responsibility to say something is really on the other person. It's the other person who seems to have the problem, not you. Why is it your responsibility to ask when they are clearly the one showing signs that they have a problem? We're not mind readers. It's not my job to make sure everybody is in a constant state of elation and good cheer. They're grown adults. They're not children. Children play games like this because they have a limited ability to articulate themselves, coupled with a limited ability to process and understand their feelings, emotions, and the nature of their distress. When adults do the cold shoulder, the pouty face, stomping out of the room, or the stink eye and mean mugging, it's just a game. It's nothing more than a put-on. It's emotional manipulation. They should have the words and the ability to express themselves. but it's going to be far more effective to make their target bend over backwards and extract it out of them sideways. It shows them that you care. It shows them that their needs are more important than your good time or your evening. It shows that you're willing to assume responsibility for their feelings and emotional state. It shows them that you have weak boundaries and that they can exploit down the road. Are you the type of person who's going to forego your plans or good time, drop everything and be a caregiver to an overgrown child? Are you going to put on your clown shoes and your big red nose, wave your magic wand and turn that frown upside down? This kind of behavior is a very common and effective form of emotional manipulation. People learn this in childhood and they carry it into adulthood. Why? Because it's been working for them. People continue behaviors that get their needs met, regardless of their age. So if they learned this when they were 5 or 6 years old and they still think it works for them, they're going to be doing it when they're 50, 60, 70, 80 years old. That's just reality. The sulking, the moping around, the poopy face routine, it's just another version of the good old-fashioned guilt trip. Why would you assume it's something that you said or did? Maybe they just enjoy playing with people emotionally like their own personal puppet show. In the words of my mother, just remember, they'll get over it. We can't take responsibility for the feelings of other people. If you didn't do anything wrong, if you can't think of anything that you could have possibly done wrong, or you can't dream of some sort of misunderstanding that might have taken place, then my advice is just pretend that you don't notice their poopy face and their pouting and let them bring it up. And if they don't, there's probably more to this than meets the eye. Their issues probably run a lot deeper than the so-called presenting issue. As difficult as this may be, we have to let these people pout until they either find somebody else to play their games with, or they grow up and learn how to use their big people words to express themselves. So the next time somebody doesn't return your call or text, or you're out with them and they're sitting there like a sullen child, acting like something's bothering them, let them bring it up. After all, they're the one who appears to have something on their mind. Don't let other people make their problems yours or guilt trip you into becoming their caregiver or their emotional pacifier. Just remember, they will get over it. And if you treat them that way, they will be forced to grow up and use their adult words and stop acting like children. As always, new content drops every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Please hit the like button, and if you have experience with stuff like this, feel free to share it in the comments. Let's get a discussion going. And until next time, thank you for joining me.